Senator Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Kratsios, welcome to the committee. Sir, I hope that you agree with me that without the highest standards for data protection and governance, rapid AI adoption can expose Americans' information to some unparalleled risks that we need to be very, very concerned about. However, just recently, the Chief Data Officer for the Social Security Administration disclosed to my committee that he was forced to resign after notifying us that DOGE is jeopardizing the Social Security data of over 300 million Americans. It's actually quite stunning, the lack of protections to this data that we've seen as a result of their activities, and more of that will become public in the days ahead. So my question for you, sir, is can you explain how Americans can trust this plan when the administration has shown it can't handle our most sensitive data?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that particular example, but data protection is critically important, and I know that our administration's work across the implementation of AI across all of our agencies takes that extraordinarily seriously.
Well, you have to demonstrate it. It's nice words, and rhetoric is always very nice, but if you don't demonstrate that you're actually making it a priority, I don't think any of us can believe that it is a priority. And I have serious concerns that this administration does not have data standards in place that can successfully integrate AI, an incredibly powerful tool, into the workplace. There were safeguards in this administration's prior guidance that appeared, but they appeared to have no effect, and there's no examples of it actually being implemented, which is incredibly troubling. And we're going to dive into that issue in greater length in the days and months ahead. My next question is the White House AI Action Plan asserts that, quote, the federal government should not allow AI-related federal funding to be directed towards states with burdensome AI regulations, but should also not interfere with states' rights to pass prudent laws. So my question is pretty straightforward. Who specifically decides which states' AI laws are, quote, prudent and, quote, not unduly restrictive? Who's going to make that decision?
I think that's something that's going to be left to the agencies that are funding the various programs that impact states.
It's going to be left to the agencies. Who? Who in the agencies? Who will be making those decisions?
I defer to the secretaries in those particular agencies to make those decisions.
So that is the policy, but we don't know who's going to make the decisions. You're telling me that's a policy, but we have no idea who's going to decide what's prudent or what's unduly restricted. Could be the president. We know that he makes decisions based on how he feels when he wakes up in the morning. Is that kind of how we're going to be doing it, or?
I think the secretaries are very well positioned to understand how to implement the action plan.
So is that in the policy that, as to who exactly is going to be making these decisions? It's not in the policy. I couldn't see it.
So the action plan isn't a policy document. It's a set of recommended policy actions that the administration
So you have no idea who's going to do it. I'm going to give you an example. The state legislature in my state of Michigan just passed, with overwhelming bipartisan support, laws that criminalize the use of AI for sexual exploitation, adding to existing laws in my state which also criminalize the use of deep fakes in political campaigns. So my question to you, can you commit that federal funds will not be withheld from the state of Michigan because my state's laws protect the public from sexual exploitation and political propaganda?
I have no control over the budgets of individual agencies, but I think that's something that certainly should be discussed with the relevant secretaries.
So that's not something you can say, that if states are trying to protect their public from sexual exploitation, that may be something you have a problem with. Well, that's news, I think. Reports indicate that agencies, including the Pentagon, have procured and deployed Gov't, the AI system developed by Elon Musk, XA1. However, Gov't has been found to consistently produce hate speech, including racist and anti-Semitic content, clearly not woke. These were well-documented instances, clearly violate the administration's own OMB guidance and executive orders. So my question for you is, why has this administration not followed its own standards and guidance related to AI procurement? Where's it demonstrated you actually follow this stuff? The words are great, but actions are much more important.
Having truth-seeking and accurate AI is something the president wrote about explicitly in the woke AI executive order, and that's something that we take seriously no matter what type of bias may be in that particular
So you consider
model.
those woke kind of comments then, that I just mentioned here?
I said in the woke.
Because it's not woke, it's okay. Is that right? If it was woke, it would be not allowed. But if it deals with anti-Semitic and racist content, that's okay? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Any type of bias in models
That's
is
not what
ones
you
that-
just said.
No, I named an executive order that the president signed. Within that executive order, the president called for AI that the government procures to be truth-seeking and accurate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.